Welcome to Playing for Second, the board game podcast where if you aren't first, you aren't Tim. This is episode 32, recorded September 2nd, 2025. In today's episode, we'll provide our monthly wrap-up for August. Then, we'll chat about some of the games we've been playing since our last episode. And finally, we'll talk about some upcoming gaming plans. Let's go! Welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us. I'm Josh. With me, as always, is Brian.
Hello!
And Tim.
Hey, folks. Boy, it's been another rough month for the three of us being able to get together to get some games played. We were able to get together 2 of the 5 weekends in August, but I think we were able to make the best of that gaming time together. So let's see what the numbers say. Brian, how did your August treat you?
You know, mine treated me all right, but a lot of that was without you guys. You know, I was just playing some games by myself.
Of course.
You know how I do. But yeah, I got 55 plays in of 26 games for a total of 43 hours, which is, I guess, you know, pretty average, maybe a little slightly above average for me. 23 of those were solo. And the most played I had 18 plays in 8 hours of Marvel Champions. I did what I wanted to do. After our last podcast, I played quite a few of those new decks that I had built about a month ago, which turned out pretty fun.
I was going to say those are some big numbers for what we've been seeing the last few months
Lately. Yeah. What'd you say, Josh?
Did you have a favorite Marvel Champions deck?
I mean, those 18 plays, I think, were 16 decks. So, Standout Cable was pretty fun. And Spider Ham was surprisingly fun. I just played that one, I think, last week. So, yeah, there were quite a few. There were a couple that I did not care for, either the deck or the character themselves, that I'll probably have to try to look at. But for the most part, they were all pretty fun. So, which was nice. You know, nice to have 61 good options for heroes that you can play Marvel Champions.
Crazy.
My wonder for the month, and this one genuinely surprised me. I had no thoughts really about it. Was so I played with my buddy Calamance last Wednesday. He just got it a few weeks ago. He was playing with his family, and he wanted to, quote, play with a competent gamer because he was playing with his kids. And his kids just wanted to collect the characters. So that's Avatar, The Last Airbender, Fire Nation Rising. It's like a GMT game, but it's not a GMT game. It's just the length of one.
Well, you're missing it. You're missing a year in there.
Yeah, if I threw a year in there, it would pretty much be a GMT game. But it's really just kind of a dice manipulation game. Like each character rolls 4 dice. There's 4 different colors of dice. And each color, if you're familiar with Avatar, each color represents one of the elements that they can bend, basically. So like do magic with. And the yellow die is water. So it's easier to roll the water side on, blue die is water, and it's easier to roll blue on that die. It's kind of the specialty of it or whatever. And you're really just trying to roll those dice, then allocate those dice on the board. So it was, I was not expecting much going in. I'm not a huge Avatar fan. I've seen it. I've tried to rewatch it, and it just seems like 95% filler to me. But yeah, that one was surprisingly fun. And
most animes are.
Yeah. This one's not supposed to be, but like, I don't know. I tried to rewatch it because I wanted to watch The Legend of Korra, which is like a sequel series. And I think I watched like 4 or 5 episodes, and I'm just like, nothing's happening. So I just went about my life and did something else. So blunder for the month, and this has been a blunder before, but Terraforming Mars remains a terrible game.
And you keep playing it.
Creed. It's one of Creed's favorite games, and I love Creed, so I'll play it. But my goodness, it's just the card play is fine, the board play is dumb, and the fact that it's not good. If you like it, fantastic. Good for you for being wrong. I actually did have some games in this year. What were you saying, Sam?
Right. What was that? No, I'm just trying to figure out what it is exactly that you don't like about that one. I mean, I hear what you're saying. The board, the play on the board, you don't like.
No,
Brian,
I don't like that.
I think Tim's just trying to get you to go on another 3-minute tirade. So
okay.
The card play is fine. You know, it's just I don't know. Your luck, it's very luck dependent in terms of, like, I think we were playing one and my faction had to do with plants. It made it easier for me to get plant production. And I had a couple cards in my opening hand that got me plant production. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go down this plant thing. I'll build some cities and get some trees on the board, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I saw 2 cards for the rest of the game that got me plant production.
Oh, geez.
So
okay.
I made the decision and I committed to plants. And then the game was like, yeah, nah.
No,
you're not gonna get plants anymore.
No plants for you.
So,
yeah, kind of like those science icons in Ark Nova the other day.
We'll get to that later. All right, so God, so terrible. I actually did have games in, I think, for the first time in a few months. So I had 10 games in.
Dang.
I'm going to name them because it's been a while. Enemy Actions, Ardennes, and Kharkov, which was when I was editing our top 10 solo video, Tim was talking about Kharkov. I'm like, yeah, that does sound good. And Tim says I convinced him to buy it. So really, I guess I also kind of convinced myself to buy it then because I ended up picking it up. Salt Fjord, which I did an unboxing for and probably has released by this point, by the time this goes up. Midara Wave 2A. I don't even know what the people at Midara are doing. I think I've gotten 5 waves from the latest Kickstarter, and none of it was Act 2 or 3, which is what I backed. So I don't know what they're doing. But hey, I got a box of stuff that can sit with the previous boxes of stuff that I've got and don't care about.
Well, if you want to replay Act 1,
yeah,
you can add those in.
And I might when they have any semblance of an arrival time for Act 2 or 3. I don't think it's even developed yet.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. Fields of Fire Deluxe and the expansion Battle of the Bulge for that one. Unstoppable and the Tyrant expansion. The 3 Kinfire Delve games, whose names I don't remember and didn't put in the show notes. And probably the one I'm most excited about, which was the Space Empires 4X All Good Things expansion, which I did an unboxing for as well. And I had 3 games out. Agricola and all the expansions I had for that, Earthborn Rangers and all the expansions I had for that, and then Orleans. I got rid of my copy of that. 2 of those 3 games I actually like, but I'm getting a new Agricola. We don't play Orleans. Earthborn Rangers was trash. So that was me in August. Tim, how about you? Did you hit 55 plays?
I did not hit 55, nor did I hit 43 hours.
Oh, boy.
But I did have a significantly better month this month than I have the last couple. So 18 total plays on 9 different games, 28 hours. Again, I wouldn't say stellar, but at the same time, significantly better than it has been the last couple months. 6 solo plays, which I don't know if you know this, but that's better than 0.
It is,
which is what it has been.
Like roughly 7, yeah.
Right, and I kind of more than likely flip this on you. 15, so over half of my hours for the month were in those 6 plays.
Nice.
So what was I playing? Most played. A lot of those 6 plays. I think all 6 of those solo plays were Nemesis Retaliation. So I had 7. I had 7 plays of that. 1 was with you guys. 6 were solo. 17 total hours. Wonder for me. Shocker. Nemesis Retaliation. That was one, again, going back to our plans for the near future. Last time we got together, that was the game I was hoping to get to the table and have been able to do so. Blender, looking at the 9 games I played, I didn't have anything that really stood out. Everything was, I didn't have any blunders. Were some maybe better than others? Sure, absolutely, that's always going to happen, but nothing I would hit with that mark. Games in, I did have 2. Kingdoms Forlorn, similar to what Brian was talking about. We put an unboxing up for that. Looking forward to getting into that, but boy, it looks like a pretty significant beast. Again, it's one of those big Into the Unknown monstrosities. And then also, I think I got a similar package compared to Brian's Midara Wave 2A nonsense.
Yeah.
So those were the 2 I had coming in. And then games out. This is the first month in a while I had none.
Oh man!
So that's I'm not sure what happened, but all the all the games I have out there, everything just got real cold on the BGG forum, and I just wasn't hearing anything. So I did get one just in the last couple of days. So jumping on that, so got a decent start to September. But yeah, that was my August. Josh, how about you?
Yeah, this has been my worst month in probably years. 15 total plays of 10 different games over 17 hours. Not
Okay.
great. One of those was solo. And yeah, it wasn't great. Obviously, I think I mentioned it in one of the videos I was doing. Transitioning jobs has really slowed me down this month quite a bit. So that's been the forefront, and I've been ignoring you guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you sure have. You sure have.
I was going to say mostly Brian, but yes.
Mostly
yeah, mostly Brian. Yeah, so most played this month was Biblios with 4 plays, and then, believe it or not, poker was my most hours wise. The boys have gotten into poker for some reason. Don't know why. Just
okay.
Texas Hold'em. So I know we played the one night, know, just to wind down, and then the boys have been wanting to play here and there. So we'll play for 45 minutes or an hour here or there, and I don't know. They love it. They're terrible at it, but they love it. So my wonder is an oldie, but we played Carcassonne on August 31st with the family, and I just forgot how nice of a game Carcassonne is. I know we played, I don't know, last year maybe once or twice, 2 years ago maybe. I don't know. It's just a nice, calm, teach to anybody kind of game. So I think we've played a couple more times in the last couple days. So yeah, Carcassonne, love it.
Okay.
Oh, neat.
Blunder for me, I didn't have any this month, so I didn't play many games, but at least I was playing games that I enjoyed. So nothing to argue about there. One game in, and it was an expansion that came in with Tim's Nemesis stuff. It was the Nemesis Aftermath expansion that I had tacked onto his Retaliation order 2 years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
One game out, that was Park Life People, which was just that little card game I picked up at Gen Con that we've played once since, I think. And yeah, don't probably plan on playing that one much anymore. So
I mean,
that was my August.
You sold it, so nah, probably not.
Well, Tim still has a copy. Yeah.
I was going to say, I tried to get Brian and the other Josh to play it this past weekend. Couldn't get that one off the ground.
I mean, you didn't put a lot of effort into trying to get us to play that one.
I did.
No.
It's one of those, I like it a lot, but it's weird to teach. And if I don't sit and play it every once in a while, I'm not going to remember how to teach it. I'm going to have to learn it all over again. And there's better games, honestly. So it was cute. I enjoyed it. That's my August.
All
Brian.
right. Well, yeah. One of the games we actually were able to sit down and play together was actually one we talked about on the last podcast. But in the last podcast, Tim didn't join us for this one. And that's Ark Nova. So this was actually just this past weekend. So right at the end of the month, we were able to get Ark Nova played with our buddy Scott as well. So we had a 4-player game going on. And yeah, this is still a good game. Everybody enjoyed this one. Mostly everybody enjoyed this one. And it was just... Yeah, it was one of the worst experiences playing it that I think I've had, but I enjoyed most of it. At about the 2-hour mark, I was kind of over it, and the game went, I think, another 45 minutes or so. But
yeah,
that was my own fault so I had 2 research cards that I needed 4 science tags to play. But the last game we played, other Josh got one out somehow in like round 2. And then every time you play a science tag, you get a, whatever the green points are called, conservation point, yep. Which is huge because they're pretty hard to get in the game, at least for me. And then the other one was, I think you got conservation point. It was another one that tied to it. And I just kept keeping them in my hand. I had 3 science tags from, I think, round 2 on. And I could not get another science tag to save my life. One even came out, I dibsed it, and Tim took it like a jerk would do. I dibsed it. But no.
Because my end game scoring card was science. the
Yeah, but
science
you didn't
tags as
Dibs
well.
it though, so I don't see how that's relevant.
Oh.
I don't see how that's relevant. So 'cause I was keeping those two every time I had to discard cards. I kept those, and then another conservation project came out, and it was science tags, and I'm like, sweet, I'll add that to the cards I'm keeping for the rest of the game too. So I had 3 cards in my hand, and I had the one thing that I could keep 5. But I had 3 cards in my hand that I could not play without another science tag. The conservation one I could have, but it wouldn't have gotten me max points. And it would have just gotten Tim points because he would have went to it. So that was just miserable. Like the whole game, I'm just waiting for every time I updated my cards card. So I was drawing 4 cards every time I used that. No science tags. And my end game scoring was also large animals. I also couldn't get any large animals besides, like, I think the 2 that I started the game with. I couldn't get any. So yeah, it was just kind of like Terraforming Mars. I just wasn't getting the cards I needed for what I told my brain I wanted to do. Could I have pivoted? Yeah. Did I? No. I wanted to play the cool cards. So yeah, I mean, it was still fun. It was just like, yeah, after Tim desecrated the Dibs, I just decided I was done. And I think that was about the 2-hour mark. I was so pumped when that came out. Like, oh yeah. And then Tim I think he even had to move stuff to get it into his zone. It was
No, I didn't. I just snapped it.
Surgical. You cheated even, I think, to get it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I like the game, but that was a bad play for me.
It was fun watching Fulton spend 2 hours of the 3 hour or 2:45 trying to figure out how to get a tiger played.
I got it played though,
and
then
on the next turn, or maybe 2 turns, he released it.
Yeah, yeah, which was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Man,
keep a magnificent animal like that caged. Gotta let him run free.
Dude, that was like the one thing you were trying to do the whole game: play a tiger and fill your board, and you got to do both of those things.
I did it.
I got to do 0 of mine thanks to Tim.
So this is what I always tell you guys when we play this game. I know I'm going to lose to Tim by a lot, which is true every time. But as long as I have fun building my little zoo, I'm fine with that. This game has that satisfactory, I did something, look at what I did, it's fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
I completed my tiger goal, I got my board filled, I'm happy.
Sure.
So you're wanting to fill that board, so I'm sure you went all in on the 3D bits. So you can see a pretty filled-in board. No?
Yeah.
I kind of want the acrylic tiles, but my problem is they're going to come out with another expansion, and they're immediately going to need to do another acrylic. And I'm just going to wait. If I really want them, I'll wait. They'll be available at some point again. So,
also from what I saw, it's not like a big box storage. So I think you're still going to need 3 boxes of Ark Nova stuff. No thanks.
Right. I'll just wait till they're done.
Yeah. I will say this was easily the worst I did. Tim doubled me up in a fun way. I think Tim had positive 43 to my negative 43. So that amused me at the end. So that was interesting. But most of the time I don't score negative in this game. In fact, I might have won once or twice when Tim wasn't involved. But yeah, this one was just yikes.
Yeah, Scott was right there too. Scott was at, I think, 0, right?
0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually 0 points, isn't great, but that was pretty good.
No, this was one where I had a lot of end game scoring where usually I don't. I kind of just fell into that. A lot of sponsors. This is one of the first times I've ever have gone sponsor heavy, and it kind of worked out for me.
So the one where you were able to get it to where you were playing a 3 and a 6.
Yeah, it was like 8. AI, Map 12. It was
minutes.
Yeah, it was like AI. I can't remember exactly, artificial intelligence, but I don't know. Yeah, you put these tokens on the 1 and 2 space, so cards in the 1 and 2 slot act like 3s, and cards in 4 and 5 act like 6. So it's the last few rounds there were pretty silly.
That seemed balanced to my board that let me increase normal enclosures by 1 capacity 3 times. Those are basically the same thing. right?
So,
Increasing your action power for the rest of the game versus having to play $2 less 3 times. So yeah, that checked out.
now I didn't get it for free, and the other thing I noticed is the stuff on the board, like as you covered things, there was like nothing. There was nothing. So it was like you basically that map was telling you go figure out how to cover those spots. But yeah, my zoo is pretty anemic. I don't know if you guys saw. It was just ones and twos. It was a line. Little. Yeah, exactly. They were all small, and it was a line from the bottom left corner to the upper right corner because those were where the two marks I was trying to get to. So yeah, it was kind of a race from the bottom left to the upper right. It was different. That was a different play for me.
Yeah, that one was weird. So cool.
And that is Ark Nova.
Ark Nova.
Tim, tell us about our wonderful Nemesis Retaliation play.
And your other 6 plays, apparently.
Right? So Nemesis Retaliation, talked a little bit about this in the I think in the playthrough, but the players are elite Marines, so it's kind of a spin on what the previous 2 versions were with Nemesis, OG Nemesis and Lockdown. But you've got elite Marines in a desperate extermination campaign inside a hostile complex where the aliens adapt, the facility's crumbling, and your squad may not all share the same goals. So now that's, I'd say, the base or normal game. We played the co-op version where we more specifically had mission goals that we all were all trying to complete. The core mechanic for this one is hand management, card play, and then also the semi-cooperative survival with hidden agendas. Again, when you play the full co-op version, you don't have that last part, so it's more the hand management and then just trying to figure out how to not allow the game to kill you, which we didn't do very well. I don't know if you guys remember, but
I died.
You died, and then we all died.
And then everybody died.
Yeah, you were better at dying. Good job.
And what I thought was interesting is we died in this game the same way we died in the first game of OG Nemesis that we ever played, which was the fire just blew up everywhere and ended up consuming the whole, in this case, the whole facility. But
yep.
So yeah, things I like with this one, I got a few things here. Escalation curve. So the threat to me never plateaus. The longer you stay and kind of try to turtle, the more overwhelming and cinematic the pressure becomes. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And sometimes it just, completely blows up on you with that whole fire event situation that we had. Escalation. What's your guys' take on that? Do you feel that when we're playing this game or its brothers and sisters?
This one, definitely. The other ones can be kind of spotty because the baddies come and go. They'll duck into the corridors and leave the board, and then they'll pop out in another room. This one just felt like a flood of aliens. Just once they started, they didn't stop. They got worse and worse, and they were just everywhere. You couldn't move anywhere. So yeah, definitely felt like it was ramping up.
How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I don't super remember. I tried to block it out. It seemed fine. I think the first half of the game, most of my movements were in and out of places we had already revealed. So there wasn't a lot, I didn't have to randomly pop it up because I had to immediately got injured and had to go to the surgery room. To get the Steven out of my chest.
You immediately had Steven, yeah.
Yeah. But I opened the life support thingy, which was my goal. And then, I just had an unwanted passenger there for a bit. So went and I think just performed surgery on myself to get Steven out. And that was fun, ? I don't, like I said during our playthrough, this is a 3 out of 10 instead of a 2. I think they made an improvement to the game. But I still have pretty much all the same issues with it. I will happily play it again. I did buy enough Red Stag that I could stomach that. So
oh my God.
That helped. I'm just saying.
Couple other things that I liked. Let's see where you guys stand on this one. Character or class identity. So every Marine had like a unique style in a combination of its actions or the cards that it has, and then the overall combat. So it's each character is equipped differently, and then what they're equipped with kind of matches the deck that they have. So each character has a deck of 10 cards. 5 are the base or standard cards, and then each character has 5 unique-ish, I'll say, cards that go along with their style. I would say Brian, you were the medical support, and then Josh, you were the recon, I think.
Recon, yep.
And I think I was captain in that game, and I felt our 3 characters acted pretty differently. It wasn't, basically it wasn't a blue, pink, and purple, basically the same character running around, or at least I didn't feel so.
I thought it was, especially with medical support in a game like this. Like, we were doing co-op, and I still never used any of my medical cards because we all just went our own way.
That's
to try to go and do our own thing. And if we weren't playing co-op, why would I heal anybody? I don't think I wanted. If I had to complete my own goal to win the game, there's really no reason for me to heal anybody. I mean, we're trying to, escape. Whatever. No, I'm trying to do my one goal. And Tim just gets in the way, usually, is how it works.
Well, so they actually did change up and you guys don't know this because we didn't play it, but they changed up the goals a little bit, in that you still have the mission goal, and then you have the corporate or personal goal. Mm-hmm. So you still have the option of doing the personal goal, and those are pretty similar to what you're used to. But the mission goal, I think all but one of them basically say complete the mission, and then there's a mission deck that is similar to what we had to perform, where we had the mission goal cards. So like everyone except one, at least for that type of goal, is complete the goal, and then one card out of the stack of those says make sure that the mission goal isn't completed. So it does kind of push people toward the a more cooperative nature, but yeah, I know what you're saying, Brian. If playing a medic in the base or the OG Nemesis or the or Lockdown, unless you're just wanting to be altruistic and help people out, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, especially because I think in the original one, can't your goals be like, hey, make sure the player to your left dies?
Yeah.
And right. I think if I refuse to heal that person, they're going to be like, oh, he probably needs me to die or something. It's like, oh yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I didn't really feel like we were really playing anything different. I don't even know what Josh's character did.
Recon.
Yeah, no, I know the name of his class. What did he do?
That's why he was running around so much. It's like a scout.
He was running around so much to just be away from us. I know what the word recon means. I don't remember him playing any cards that were different than mine, really. You said there were 5 unique ones, and I was shocked by when you said that. I thought there was only 2.
So I was able to search more efficiently.
Yep. And also you had a sprint.
You need a card to search.
I could move more efficiently.
And you had a sprint card. You had a sprint card where you could go to 2. You could go to 2 unexplored places, basically back to back.
Right.
You had to spend oxygen. So yeah, it's more movie.
Okay.
But yeah,
he's yawning even just listening to the description.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand why this is.
And my guy and the cap.
It's dead of winter without the crossroad cards and 10 times the price. So enjoy yourselves, I guess.
It's not, and it is. It's not that, but it is 10 times the price. I will give you that.
Oh yeah, if not more. Yeah.
The combat balance. This was finally a game in this series where it felt like you could turn around and fight. You could turn around and shoot and burst down a corridor and actually eliminate some of these things. In the first 2 in the series, I mean, for me, it was always, okay, how do I get out of here? what's the easiest way for me to get out of an entanglement with one of the baddies. It was a little bit more realistic. You could just turn around and shoot a few times if you had ammo.
Yeah, and it didn't matter what gun you had. That was the part that isn't, to me, it's not thematic. When I'm the medic, so I had a gun that could only hit once. Like, that's it. My gun hit once. But if it didn't kill the thing, it added another one. That same gun can burst down a hallway and kill 4 aliens?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They all can. Yeah, because the idea
Walking
is
when
you're
not having to reload your 6-shooter. Got it. Okay.
Well, no, in a room, you're probably not firing bursts within the room like you would down a corridor.
Yeah.
that's the idea or mindset there. But yeah, that was something I kind of liked about that. And then the last part was this co-op or the event tension. So for me, you still never. Let me back up. In the co-op version, I would say the event tension was one of the things that I really liked. You just never know what that event deck's going to throw at you, and especially I think we played 6 or 7 rounds. You're only seeing 6 or 7 of those we only saw 6 or 7 of those event cards out of a stack of 25 maybe. So while eventually you'll end up seeing the same ones. I mean, in one game, you're definitely not going through the deck.
Yeah.
Things I didn't like, and I think that this came up in a previous podcast. This is a pretty high setup overhead. This is one of those where there's it's that is probably one of the reasons that the previous 2 games don't hit my table more than what they do, and that is it is not a short or uncomplicated setup. Modular maps, piles of tokens, stacks of cards, miniature count, all make it for a long prep before you even take that first turn. Yeah. And then the last one I had here was the swing factor. I'll say good and bad. Again, I just said there's event tension, but this is one. It was like we were in pretty decent shape in our game, and then that. I can't remember exactly what the fire event was, engulfing flame or something like that, but basically where every room with fire in it spread to every adjoining room, and we went from being in decent shape to being to losing all in that one event card flip.
Yeah,
I mean,
and when you say the first event, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
When you say decent shape, only 2 of us were still alive. Yeah.
You were dead.
Yeah, you were dead. But Tim and I were both like very hell. I was still in the green. I don't think I was missing a hit point.
And I was about
to grab an egg. Guy with you. Oh wait.
I was about to grab an egg and then jump into the last unexplored sea location, which we had already done all the other ones, so we knew it was an escape shuttle. So
if the card you drew allowed you to put out an A, B, or C shell.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too.
I mean, I disagree with that. And here's why I disagree with that. To your point, we saw 6 events. 2 of them would have completely wrecked the game for us. It just so happened that the first one was the first event we drew that would have closed all life support. But we hadn't opened any life support. If those cards had been reversed, we also would have just lost the game. So the fact that 33% of the cards, and those are the only 2 events I remember. I don't remember the other 4. I was probably blacked out. But those 33% of the events we saw were just you lose events. That's all they were.
Yeah,
and
those
I don't know.
I can let me refresh your memory. Those event cards, when we flipped them, it just said Red Stag on it. That's all it said.
It said this is boring. That's what it
said. So that
with your time, that's what it said.
So for me, I'm definitely going to put this one with the other 2, which are for me and the I'll say probably top 5 games for me. I like the play that these games bring, and look forward to getting this one to the table in the future.
You were just an enigma wrapped in a riddle. I don't understand how you could like this, but then also like war games and then also just like narrative garbage. I don't understand. Yeah, we throw a midway Euro against you, and you're just like, oh god, it's just
boring.
Yeah, this is boring. I don't understand. If you like grabbing tokens out of a box, I guess this isn't boring, but there's no gameplay.
Exciting.
I mean, I did rate this one the highest out of all of them. So
yes, you did,
and I would play it again. So
good to know. So yeah, that's Nemesis Retaliation. Next up was Up or Down. Who wanted to talk about Up or Down?
I know Brian did.
Okay. Up or Down. Okay, so oh boy, it was fine. Up or Down basically it's a card game where you're drafting cards, one card out of 6 cards that are available kind of in the middle of the board as an offer, and then you are making 3 columns in total. And those columns, all the cards are numbered. Well, we had a 4-player game, so the numbers were 1 to 102, I think.
Yep,
something like that. So whenever you took a card, you had to add it to a column, and those columns either go, you're not going to believe this, up or down. So if you had, like, if you grabbed 102, obviously that column's going to be going down, and you can't, if you put an 88 on that, you can't then put a 90 on it. That column is decreasing for the rest of its life as a column. If you ever don't want to place a card or can't, you have to get rid of all the cards in your column and just set them to the side. They each score 1 point at the end of the game. Otherwise, your columns will score based on the colors. There's 5 colors? 6 colors.
6 colors.
6 colors.
Yeah, 6.
So whichever color you have the most of in each individual column, you take that amount times the amount of cards in the column. So if you have a column of 6 cards, 3 of them were red, you take 3 times 6, you score 18 points. And you do that for all your columns, most points wins. I thought the game was fine. I feel like the game, it took us 45 minutes, and I feel like this should be a 20, 30-minute game. That was really my only complaint with it. It went on too long. And then at the end, there's really no choices. You're not making any choices. The 3 cards in your hand, you don't get to play. You put them out on the board. So you can't rely on those actually being added to your columns. So it's got a little of that 5 tribes, no reason to think about what I'm going to do on my turn before it's my turn because someone else could take the card I want. And at one point, I think I was holding like 39, 48, and 56. And because of the gaps in the cards on offer, all of them were basically the same card. It didn't matter which one I used. They were in between the 2 same cards. So you play one that you hope gets around to you, but in a 4-player game, no, it's not going to. So yeah, it was fine. I didn't hate it. It just was a little long, and I wish there were some like actual decisions to make other than on your turn, just decide which one card you have to take because that's the game. But you guys make it sound like I'm the only one that hated it. What do you guys think of the game?
Well, all right. So this game, it plays 2 to 6.
Okay.
We played it with 4, and I felt with 4, there was too much randomness to really you have any control. So I was just taking a look at it. It's rated best at 2.
Yeah. I was just thinking that 2 might be pretty fun.
Yeah. That I would get.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Assuming
like
it's
what
still 6 cards, assuming that the cards in the middle don't decrease.
Right.
I think that could be pretty fun because you actually could have some decisions.
You just play with a smaller subset of the cards.
Yeah, but it's not like player count plus 2 that go in the middle. Well, no, we don't know. No. It's Scott's game.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
Okay. So yeah, Josh, what did you think of this one?
Basically, exactly what you said. I enjoyed the core loop, but not 45 minutes of the core loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 20-minute game, is what it should be.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some decisions to be made, but not a great deal because again, you are limited by those 3 cards. But like the example you had, where all 3 cards were effectively the same value, that happened more often than I wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
And there is, I guess, a little decision to make in there. Do I play the lower of those 3 cards or the higher of those 3 cards based on what I might be able to get next time? Right. I mean, there's most of your decision space is setting up for your next play, not your current play. But yeah, it was fine. I kept feeding red cards to Tim. You're welcome, Tim.
Good job.
So So
that just happened a couple times. You could have done it a couple more. That would have been okay.
and we did end with a tie, right? And it was shared victory, which is
Tim and
not
Scott,
cool.
Josh and I also played. Yeah. I don't hate the shared victory thing. Most tiebreakers are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I figured it would be like whoever had the most of one color in a column or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could go like least cards played. That
longest
could be a
column
tiebreaker, I guess.
Longest column. That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
that could work.
Because again, to me, that's what it ended up being. It ended up being at least halfway through the game. It was okay. How can I set this up where I can make suboptimal plays, but not have to discard one of my columns?
Right. Yeah.
You know, early on it was okay. How do I match up colors? And then after that, it was like, how do I not lose my columns? Because if you're ever in a situation where you can't play, you have to toss a whole column. Yeah. So and then what those cards turn into one point each, I think.
Yep.
Okay, rather than that multiplication factor. So
yeah, it had some neat stuff going on.
Yeah,
I like the art a lot.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, we know. You kept talking about it the whole time.
You really did. You kept trying to get a story out of it. And I was just like, all right, man, whatever you say.
Well, there has to be some kind of...
trying to go catch a bird or something. Like, what are you
There's got to be some kind of sequential order that art
there really doesn't
tell
have
a story.
To be. That's the thing. There doesn't have to be.
There has to be.
Because like every set of 10 cards was just the same art. You just get like when you were playing poker, where you're trying to come up with a story for like all their face cards. Like, oh, this king's cheating with this other king. Oh, scandalous. There's no need for that. There's no need for
it. That is up or down.
Sure is.
And then we worked on our Q3 co-op challenge by playing a short game, sort of So Clover.
2 of them. We played 2 games.
We played it once, 2 rounds. We played the game.
We played it once, 2 times. That's
something like that. So Clover. I think we've talked about So Clover before, way back, but this is one of my favorite. Just burn some time, have some laughs kind of game. We played at conventions every once in a while. Kind of end of the night thing. That's what we did with this one. So Clover, it's code names, I guess, ish, but a much more limited sequence of cards that you're looking at. So you're trying to match 4 different corners with 4 different words on 4 different sides of this clover. So you're coming up with 4 clues that are going to try to tie in 2 different cards on 4 different sides of the clover. And you throw an extra card in, and your teammates have to try to piece it back together, the puzzle that you've put on your board, basically. So just really fun word association, coming up with really crazy clues because your words make no sense together, and seeing, kind of, it's almost like playing the players. Like, oh, I know that Tim knows this and Brian knows this, and maybe they'll figure it out if I put some random word down there. So Brian hates this game. I don't know why, but
Brian hates every game like this game. I don't like party games. I don't know.
Like just word association type games in general, or
I don't want to come up with what I think is a genius idea and then throw it out there and nobody else gets it. And then
because it wasn't genius.
I'm sorry. I had one. And it was sex instrument, and I put dildo, and it took you guys 3 times to get it. All right, so. That was spot on. You guys even had the right thing was in the right spot, and you just kept saying, I don't know, like sex wind or whatever. Is that a dildo? I'm like, dude, instrument is on that card. Instrument. I don't. So yeah, that's why I don't like these games. But it was fine. They're short. I mean, we got 2 games in what, 15, 20 minutes? That's right, Fulton.
It was like 45 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It took a lot longer than normal. Yeah, we were sitting there BSing, I think, most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially that first round. The first round, I think all of us kind of locked up trying to come up with clues. I know mine were tough, and then the second round, I picked mine up and I had that speaker turtle And it was like, I mean, there's
That was pretty
one
solid.
obvious answer for that. So,
Meanwhile, I'm staring down at Skate and Virus.
yeah.
So I don't know. I always enjoy that one. That's so Clover. You guys had a weekend of games without me last weekend and got
We
to
did.
play some games that I'm glad you played without me. What'd you get into?
So the one of the ones that we played was the Great Zimbabwe, and it was one of two splatters that were mentioned as possibilities because we knew in your absence we figured we probably should get at least one of those played.
I appreciate
we knew
you.
they weren't your favorites, and so Food Chain Magnate was up there, and then the Great Zimbabwe was right there as well. Brian and I grabbed this one, started setting it up before Denmead came over. This is, and I know we've talked about it before, and it's been a while since or at least for me, since I had played it, but it's a logistical / economic game where the players are they're tribal leaders of within Africa, and what you're trying to do is please the gods or create a thriving culture by building monuments. That's the easiest or biggest way to get points. And so you're going to be placing monuments, you're going to be improving or increasing those, and the biggest way you do that is through this economic / logistics puzzle of the different types of goods that you have to borrow / steal from each other. So what I mean by that is they're only used once per round. So once they're used, no other player is going to be able to use that type of good for at least for that round. So turn order, when you have a game like that, turn order becomes very important. Well, turn order is auctioned off with a pretty cool auction mechanic for that, in which each player is going to place what's the currency? Is it cattle?
Cattle.
Yeah, it's cattle.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, you're going to place those, and you're going to place them on placards, and where normally there's going to be one placard per player. So as you place them, you just dole out one of your cattle for your bid on each placard that has the least quantity. So it's kind of a cool little mechanism around how you want to play with that and how you can manipulate that. And again, this was a game I painted myself into a corner pretty early on and really took myself out of the game. It was really one of those situations where I also played where Josh and Brian actually came down to the last turn and were really fighting back and forth to figure out who could eke out the most or that last play. So Brian, how did that turn out for you?
Yeah, it turned out pretty well for me. I was able to get done exactly what I needed to get done in that last round, very Ark Nova like, and was able to. I ended up taking it down, and I think I won by a decent amount, but I was just able to get the stuff done that I needed to there. Now, another mechanic that I really like with this one is at the start of the game, you need 20 victory points to win. Mm-hmm. But the more stuff when you start to, I guess, honor a god, or whenever you choose your god, they're going to add to how many points you need at the end of the game. So the one I took, I think, added 4 or 5 maybe. So everything that you get, whether it's a god or there are specialists, there are technologies that you can buy, all those things add to how many points you need to win the game. There's also a god that subtracts 2 points for you that you need to win the game, but that's all that god does. That mechanic is really interesting, and it makes for, we're all playing the same game, but we're playing it in much different ways. Tim, your god, when on your turn, you can do one of 3 actions. Well, your god made one of those 3 actions twice as good.
Right.
Instead of putting down 1 monument, your god let you put down 2. Every monument, even if it's just a level 1, is worth a point. And that's more options for you to increase. The taller those monuments get, they're worth more points. My God, the transportation value for everybody is 3. So if you're trying to get a good from one location to another, it can move 3 spots. And then you can use monuments as hubs, and you can continue to bounce off those monuments as hubs. You have to pay for it, but the movement is always 3. My God made that movement 6. So I could go a lot further and spend less money than Josh or Tim could. And then Josh's God was the one that added a 4th placard to the turn order. So basically, he was at any time bidding for turn order, he was getting 50% of the goods, effectively 50% of the goods that we were putting out there. So that gave him a pretty good income, and he had good income the whole game. Whereas I know I was struggling until that last round was the most. I think I had more money that last round than I did almost the entire rest of the game, which was good because I needed it. So yeah, this one, when we did our top 10 list, this one was in the top 10, and it remains in the top 10. It had been a while since we played it. It was funny. We actually looked it up. We played another game that we're going to talk about next. The last time, or maybe not the last time, but several years ago, Tim, Josh, and I, without you, Josh, we played 2 of the same 3 games, and the other game we played was Food Chain Magnate. So we almost had accidentally the exact same game day, like 3 days later or 3 years later, which would have been fine by all of us because we all like those games. So yeah, this one really fun. If the theme sounds interesting to you, don't buy it off that, because the theme could be anything. It's really, has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But no, this is one. I don't even know if you can find it, because this is even an older spotter, and theirs don't stay in stock very often, but highly recommend. And it goes back and forth with me between this and Food Chain, just in terms of which one of theirs is my favorite. I think both are in the top 10, but they're both, for me, very, very good.
Yep, I would agree. You can get it on Noble Knight Games for $250.
What a steal!
Or I'm looking. I don't see anything. I don't see any in the US right now, even on BGG.
If you've got a printer and some cardstock, you could probably make one for about $4.
Yeah,
it'd be about the same quality, to be honest.
Yeah, it's spotter, so it's definitely not high quality stuff. It's just good gameplay. I mean,
yeah.
Is it?
Two of us.
Yes. yes, it is.
Oh, it is. But yeah,
and
that was a really fun one.
The when you can use hubs and when you can't use hubs, holy cow, that is like the linchpin of the whole game.
Yeah,
figuring out exactly when you can and when you can't. And Brian,
counting?
Your gods, it's to a certain degree, but when can you count and when can't you count? That's the trick.
ABC, baby, always be counting.
And Brian's God allowed you to, no matter what, still have this 6 length of what's it called? Like transportation.
Yeah,
and that just totally broke the game and
allowed
him to do some stuff.
That's the thing. All of the gods break the game. So you're all doing the same thing, but you're really playing a different game than other people, just with how that works. I mean, Tim had little, the monuments are just little circles that you put on the board. You had 10 or 12 of those out?
I had them everywhere.
And I think I ended the game with 3. Denmead ended the game with 2, and we were in first and second. So because the higher they go, the more they score. So yeah, Tim had, I don't know, it was probably more than 12 out, but most of them were only 1 high, which means they're only worth 1 point. Now, Denmead and I were both just like waiting for Tim to turn it on and then take 1 turn where he just upgrades 8 of those and wins. Because when you upgrade it to a level 2, you get 2 points for that. So, but
I had no income.
That many. Yeah, and there were never. We only had at the end of the game. We only had 4 places where you could buy goods.
4 or 5. Yeah, I think that was it.
So it really came down to the turn order, and in that last round, I knew that Denmead didn't have enough money to make his monuments any higher. So I just bid so that he would have to use money to outbid me, which he did. And then he was thinking of some really good ways to potentially prolong me winning or to stop me winning. But a lot of the ways would stop this, but it would open up another avenue for me. And yeah, by the end of it, I needed to upgrade one of my monuments to win. And I think I upgraded 2, and I could almost upgrade the third one too. I was I think 1 or 2 cattle, space wampum, whatever you want to call it, shy of being able to do that. So yeah, this is, I mean, we need to play it more, and considering Fulton just doesn't come around anymore, maybe we can. So
wow.
What is it? The Dream? Is that what that is?
And I also played. Yeah, this one was, let's see, Brian had 6, Denmead had 0, and I had -11.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
Yeah, and for the scores again, this
rough.
is a weird one because none of us needed the same amount of victory points to win.
Nope.
So I was 6 over my goal. Denmead had hit his goal, and then you said you were how many below your goal?
-6. Or -11. -11.
So yeah, it's really weird because you could technically win the game with 18 points if you take that one god and don't really build anything else.
Yeah.
But I think we ended up needing somewhere in the high 20s or 30s or something like that because we took stuff to play the game. So one of these times I'm interested to see if I can make that -2 guy work, but I really don't know how you would. That's when you need to wait to take, like, you need to wait to take your god
or late. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then realize, like, all right, if I could just have 2 less points. Oh wait, I can. And then you grab that guy. But yeah, this was a good one.
Cool. And this one again, I didn't mind playing it. It was I at least half the game I felt somewhat competitive, and then I started recognizing and realizing I do not have the cattle engine to do what I need to do, and then it was pretty much at least maybe 2 rounds of watching you guys kind of take off.
Well, you also, so you put that second technology for the clay resource all the way across the map from where the clay was. And you need to use the original first level technology to activate the second. That screwed Denmead over because he was all the way over there. So that drastically slowed him down. You were fine because you had monuments everywhere, so you could take them as hubs. And because my transportation was 6, I only needed to use 1 or 2 hubs to be able to pull it off still. So it really just worked out that you screwed him over completely, and you only screwed me over a little bit that I could overcome if I had enough money. So,
and that's all I was trying to do is figure out, because that was the only way I figured that I was going to be able to generate some income, is force you guys into using all the hubs that I had everywhere.
Yeah.
But with your crazy transportation, you could bypass a lot, of that, and only paid me a couple times, I think.
And with the water spots, any connected water spots is considered 1 spot. And we had a pretty big river that went into a lake situation going on, so that if you hit any of the 10 squares that is that water, it's considered 1 square, and you can pop out wherever you want. So that helped me out quite a bit too. So,
well, like a 1 nacho situation.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you hate this game so much that you've purposely frozen your screen for this entire conversation. But because you've been frozen for a while, my man.
Still here. Still here.
Get it. He's been thrown up in the background on mute. It's fine.
No, to be fair, this game is pretty neat. I don't want to play it. I don't want to count. I don't want to try to trace all the paths you guys have been talking about.
No, you definitely don't. Because the last time we even talked about this when we played. The last time the 4 of us played this, we caught a way for you to win. And we were like, oh, hey, you could do this. And we pointed it out to you. And you just refused to do it because you didn't think of it first. And then the game went on for like 2 more rounds. We're like, dude, just do it. Like, yeah, you didn't see it first. That's fine. We're trying to help you understand. It was like your second play. We're trying to help you understand. And you were like a kid in the corner, just, no, I'm not going to do it. So, you don't like the game through no fault of your own.
It's the best of the Splotters that I've played.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't say a lot, but it's the best of the bunch.
That's not a high statement
it's
at all.
Not,
no,
but,
that's like me saying Nemesis Retaliation was the best Nemesis I played.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. That's I was going to say it's for me it's a top 3. Yep. Yeah. I hear you.
After that play, I think it's even moved up my top 10. I mean, I don't know where it was in relation to Bruges, but Bruges has fallen off, so this is probably risen.
How dare you?
Yeah, get that
a midweight Euro. You're going to move a midweight Euro down on your game or on your list?
Wow. Knowing how you feel about middleweight Euros, that's probably the meanest thing you've ever said to me. So.
One that actually has some cool card play and multi-use cards. Oh, that's my goodness. Good point.
So another game we got to play that Josh doesn't like. Segues are for the week. Another game was Concordia, which is another one that Josh hates for no real reason whatsoever.
No, you know why I hate this one.
You hate it because people take too long on their turns. Spoilers, none of us do.
The Fulton dollar.
This is where the Fulton dollar originated, was Concordia. And those of you wondering what the Fulton dollar is, I'm always just $1 short. No matter what, no matter when, no matter what I'm trying to do, no matter what game it is.
That's what that means. Just bad at math.
Maybe. I'm just always $1 short. And Concordia is the ultimate dollar short game. Because I'll be like, perfect, I got my plan made. I got the goods and the money I need to go put a trading post in the city. All I got to do is move there and do it. And then right as I go to move there and do it, somebody had just put one and made it like $1 more expensive or a good more expensive or whatever. I can't. Nah, I'm good.
All right. No, fair enough. We enjoyed ourselves. This is one, again, I think this is another top 10 for me. Basically just a rondel game with cards. And you're buying more cards to add to your hand, and then there's one card that brings cards back into your hand, and it is the trading in the Mediterranean game. So, but yeah, this was another relatively close one. I mean, Tim ended up winning, I think, by double digits, but he also was the one that ended the game, so it gets him the 7 victory point bonus, which always seems to come into play a lot more frequently than it doesn't. I feel when I play this one. But yeah, this was fun, Tim. And it's been a while since you played this one. I think does it hold up for you, or what do you think?
The last time I played it was the last time me, you, and Denmead played it that you were just talking about, which was the end of 2020. So
it's that long ago.
Yeah, December. Yep.
No wonder we had to look up the rules for Great Zimbabwe.
So I liked it. I mean, I really did. I was trying to remember exactly like what was going on with this one. So you're right. I ended up winning by 14. So the scores were 117, 103, 102. And that 7 point, kind of like what you were talking about, it's like that. It's a double swing.
Yeah.
If I don't get it and someone else gets it, it's a 14 point swing. I mean, this one felt like all three of us were really close, really on top of each other, but we got there in totally different ways. Mm-hmm. And that was something I thought was real neat. Like I think both of you ended up getting a lot more cards in your hand early, and I was more getting cheap settlements out on the board. So I had a lot of those.
And expensive. You did quite a few brick, but then also cloth. So the opposite ends of the spectrum there. Yeah.
You're right. Yep. But because of that, I was able to, I was like double, triple dipping into cloth and then converting that into other goods. Yeah, you're right. Now that you say that, but yeah, you went real heavy colonists, didn't you? Didn't you have all of them out?
That's one of the strategies I like to do is if I can get my hands on the first colonist card, that gives you in your hand 2 Mars cards, which means if you can get all your colonists out, each one of those cards is worth 12 points. In a 3-player game, there are then 2 more colonist cards that you can try to get. And again, as soon as you buy them, it's 12 points. And the card itself then is also a solid way to get you money. It gets you 11 money if all your colonists are out. So yeah, 48 of my, 102 points came from colonist cards. So yeah, 4 of my, I don't know how many cards I had, scored me a little less than half of my points, which is something I like doing. If somebody else grabs the colonist card, I need to pivot, but I rarely do. I just keep going. It's fine. And then, right there at the end, I was able, I think on my last turn, I was able to drop 4 houses. I think 3 of them were brick, but they were in different provinces, which helped me score with my Saturn cards, which got me up there. Because otherwise, I felt like I was behind that whole game. Just focusing on that colonist, and that's all I focused on. I got all of them out, and I'm like, oh, cool, my inventory is now empty, but at least all my colonists are out. So, yeah, that's a really fun one. I used to play that one a lot online. I think Blood As You has it. So
okay, and I think that was the first time I had ever played on that map which was what, Byzantium, I think.
Yeah. Which I think was supposed to be a Salt map, but we didn't play with Salt because I remember how to. I could teach that game in my sleep, but I don't remember how to play Salt. So we just threw it. I think there were three. There were supposed to be 3 Salt places out. We just threw in some of the leftover ones and didn't play with Salt. So, but yeah. So yeah, that one, really enjoyed that one. Sans Fulton, unfortunately. And yeah, there was one more. Oh wow.
There was one more.
Freeze your screening in. We're gonna keep talking. What? Yeah, there was one more that Tim, you and I got to play before Denby joined us for Zimbabwe and Concordia, and this was one of your, much to my surprise, this was one of your top 10 solo games, and that's Ashes, specifically the Red Rains cooperative solo concept. I don't know. Like every box is called Red Raid, so I don't know what to call it.
Yep.
I guess series. I don't know.
I'd go with that. So yeah, it's the where they took the PvP platform and turned it into PvE to create a solo experience, or in our case, a co-op experience. And I know this is the first time I had played this one, so I know it's the first time you played it. It was the spawn of Shadow Wreck, which was kind of the Shelob, the big spider situation. So there was a web. I'm going to call it an enchantment. I know it's not an enchantment, but boy, that it feels like that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But where your allies or your basically the folks that you have on that you're playing into your battleground are they can get webbed, and when they're webbed, then if one of the chimeras, one of their aspects come up, it just kills you. That guy's dead, no matter what your health is, no matter what your situation is. If you're webbed, it's like, the leftmost web aspect is gone. So it's like, oh wow, okay, that's a little ugly. Let's stay away from that. And
even if you weren't insta killed, it also lowered your attack and your recovery by 1.
And your recovery,
recovery is kind of rare as is. So to lower that by 1 for a lot of the people with recovery, just straight up gets rid of it, which is basically healing for those who haven't played the game. It's how you heal at the end of the round. It was a close one. It was close.
And when you say close, it was it's a good thing that Brian was playing, because my character didn't do anything. It was so bad.
I mean, you got going there. I feel like after the first round or two, you were taking care of your side. But yeah, that first round, I think I took care of your side and my side.
I got like 2/3 of mine.
Oh, okay.
But yes, okay. You did. Yes, that's a good point. And then in the second round, I maybe got like 75% of my side.
Yeah.
So, maybe I pinged one of yours every once in a while because it just worked out. But yeah, the Phoenixborn that I had, I was just looking up, trying to find his name. I think it's Rowan. Boy, he was rough for me. I did not figure it out. Versus who? Do you remember who you were playing? I'm trying to remember
something Everborn. I don't remember her name. Okay. She was like a librarian, which first of all, hot.
Of course, you went with the librarian.
Of course, I did. But the reason I went with her was because she came with a card that let you summon these little rats that had a paintbrush on their tail. And I'm like, that's adorable. And then I never really used them outside of the first round. But I was using her with the new set of cards from that expansion that doesn't belong to a specific hero.
Yeah.
So the bulk of my deck was not really her. She had the ability to copy a conjuration if it had 1 health or less. And I had 2 conjurations that had 1 health or left. So, or less. But yeah, I mean, it worked out pretty well. And yeah, we won, but you were down to what? I think 2 health.
Yeah. 2 or 3. Yeah.
I had a decent
You were in good
left.
shape.
Yeah, I think I maybe had 10 left or 8 left, something like that. And there was between the 2 of us, we had 6 cards that could heal 1, and we only saw 1 of those. I played it on you there at the end just in case, because you were getting pretty low. But we did have 5 more in our combined decks that could have done a little healing for us. So, but yeah, it was It was fun overall. The first round took us an hour, and
It took a while.
At that point, I was kind of like, "Oh God, this is bad." But then we played, I think, 4 more rounds the next hour. So I think it was just I really didn't know how to run the game, and this was a new baddie for you. So we were trying to figure out, like, how does this web thing work and all that stuff. So once we kind of got through it, and it had been a while since I had even played base Ashes, so trying just to remember all the stuff about it.
That was the other thing I was looking up. Yep.
Yeah. I think this is a better solo than it is 2-player. Just because you're only managing all the stuff that's in front of you, as opposed to, like, we were kind of asking each other relatively recently, like, all right, what is that guy? What does he do? It was cards we'd seen before, but you're trying to figure out, well, because this person can't get attacked by anybody who's 2 or less, or this person only has 1 health, so I don't want to send my guy who attacks 4 after it. But if you're just doing solo and everything is just right in front of you on a play mat, I think that's where this one would probably shine, and it's most likely why it's on your top solo list. So,
yep, you got it, and I was just looking back. So I haven't played this game just in general in over a year. I think that was part of it. It was just I was very rusty. I was trying to remember how stuff worked and such. And then you and I played it. The last time we played it was a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
and I think that was when Red Rains was relatively new. I think that was the first Red Rain set, and we just kind of tried it out.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, not terrible by any means. Yeah. That first round, though, had me really worried about how long that game was going to take. If I'm playing Red Rains for 4 hours, nah, I'm out. That's too much for a relatively simple card and dice game. So,
right. No, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still like this one. That was a weird play, though. I do have to put that caveat in there.
Yeah. Overall, though, we crushed it.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, we stayed alive.
Sure did.
So yeah, that was a lot of gaming. We had quite a bit the last couple weekends.
Yeah. Right under the wire, we got some games in, so we had something to talk about in August.
All right. So how about plans for the near future? Brian, what do you got coming up here?
Well, I took this week off mainly because I have a lot of PTO to use. So the plans are I want to record, edit, and post the next Hexplorer game, Sands of Shurax, which is Volume 3. I gave that a shot today. I'm trying to do true solo, and after about 30, 40 minutes, I died. And that happened too during the Volume 2 play, and you guys were both like, you should still post it,
Post it, baby.
Show people. Here's the problem. When it happens, because I very rarely lose that game, I just stared at the board for like a minute and a half. Like, yeah, no, I died. Yeah. So that doesn't make for great television.
Just
so
throw some sad music on there. That's content, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little
have it go black and white, rain come down.
Little Sarah McLachlan in the background.
I like it.
Put a little caption. This is where Brian's brain fried like an egg.
Yeah,
for about a minute. Yeah.
Now, granted, technically in true solo, I could have revived. Yeah. But like I was a decent amount into it, and I did not get a lot of upgrades. I drew 3 straight afflictions. So when I went into a fight, I had to roll a die, and that die told me what I could do. So I went into a fight, and the first roll was a hex, which is like, cool, do whatever you want to do. I'm like, okay, neat. But then I had another card that was just like, oh yeah, you also have to pass a navigation test to even be able to take an action. And I failed the navigation test. So then the next round of the fight, at this point, I'm at half health. The next round of the fight, I roll a 10 on the whole pick an action affliction. And a 10 means you lose your action. So I just stood there as the guy was like, stab. And I was dead. So yeah, I'm going to try again tomorrow like an idiot. I'm going to try with the exact same setup, but we're going to try. And if I fail again tomorrow, then I'm going to have to tag you guys in. We're going to have to tackle it more than just true solo, I think. So we'll have to get a recording of that in, but hopefully tomorrow's goes much better. And then I also would like to record Space Empires 4X. I did an unboxing for the new expansion. I don't know how much of the expansion stuff I'm going to use. It added a lot of new cards. And I mean, once you start adding certain things, though, it really gets to be a lot to manage. So I've been playing base game just to get back into get used to how the game goes. And you can actually play the base game on Board Game Arena. So I've been playing that. I think I played 2 or 3 games on Board Game Arena the last couple days. So once I fail or succeed at Hexplore, I will most likely put Space Empires 4X on the table, try to get a recording of that, and potentially, release both those within the next couple weeks. And I don't know, I'd like to get a third one too, but I mean, Tuesday's over. My vacation's basically over. So who knows? I'll probably do nothing the rest of the week. So
Brian has also promised to paint his Primal minis so we can actually play.
First of all,
I thought Fulton promised to paint them gray.
Yeah. No, first of all, I never said we had to wait for me to finish painting them.
You did.
That was Marvel Crisis Protocol. I said that for.
Nope. You said it for Primal too.
Okay. However you want to revise history is fun for me. Tim, how about you? What is next for your near future?
So I had a couple things, but the first one, before I move on to Kingdoms Forlorn, which I'm kind of itching to do because it's more of there's a little bit of a daunting task there of the learning curve, but there are a few things I wanted to finish up with Nemesis Retaliation. So I have been able to play all the player characters. So, check that off. Even so there's 6 that come with the base game, and then there are 3 that came in extra support character expansion. And then also one of the, there's a contractor character that allows you to play people from the first couple. So OG Nemesis, you can go grab those guys, or from Lockdown and pull those in. I've done 2 of those as well. So done a lot on that side of it. Prime Bloods, that's the main intruder. Have done that. I added in the Insider, which is a small little narrative character that adds a little bit. Almost ends up being a little bit more of a distraction than I'd like, but have tried that out a couple of times. Zerians, there's another additional alien race that you can add on there. They kind of can interact with you. They can interact with the intruders. You don't know if they're really on your side or what. I've played with them once. That was okay. And then the Untold Stories. So the graphic novel missions. I think there's 5 missions in that book. I ended up doing the first 2. And I've left everything kind of set up to be able to continue that. And then also the other 2 intruder races that I have not gotten to is the Neoflesh Cult in the from the stretch goals, and then also Sangrivores, which are the Neoflesh Cult's kind of like a crossover between AI and more machine. Like a machine type race there, and then the Sangrivores are more like almost like a vampire-y type race. So those were the couple things I was hoping to get to in the next couple of weeks here. Very so nice. We'll see if and when that happens. How about you, Josh?
I have some very small, feeble goals. I want to get to my September play of the Guild of Merchant Explorers, a solo challenge on BGG. Want to make sure I continue doing that, even though life is very busy now. And then I would definitely want to get back to Kinfire Chronicles. Brian and I started the first, 2 missions, I think. We did, just like, it was basically just like rules tutorial missions, but I really enjoyed that. I think Brian enjoyed it enough to keep going. And see if it opened up a little bit more.
Kinfire Delve games because I was pretty
that's true
by the world and the mechanisms. Yeah.
Tim, are you interested in trying that one?
Yeah. No, I would try that.
His voice got so high. Did you hear that?
It got pretty high.
That's just how I talk, guys.
Oh, the dogs in my neighborhood are all barking now. Only they heard that. I mean, it was
because that's one. Like, I think at this point, if you want to join us, that's just a start over. We didn't really miss a ton. So, I definitely want to get that.
But if we start that one, we're going to play it 4 times and then stop, right?
I hope not.
Okay.
I hope not.
That's what we said about Teneros.
I know, but this one doesn't have all of the bloat that those had.
Okay.
I think this one stays relatively streamlined. I hope.
I think we said that about the other two. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
Definitely not Daenerys.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Just two basic things. I think, Brian, what you mentioned, I think we should probably just do a playthrough of the three of us doing one of the Hexplorer games next weekend or something.
Hey man, that sounds good to me. Like I said, if I lose again tomorrow, I genuinely would like some assistance, please. I could just, I could double hand it, but that's the volume one truce. Yeah, especially in that version of the game, because there's a lot in that version of the game. And the volume one, I true soloed, that was a 2-hour video. Volume two, I double fisted it. That was a 4-hour video. So if I attempt to two-hand this Sansa Shirax, it's probably like a 6-hour video. Not even I want to watch that. So, but yeah, so we're going to try again tomorrow. I'm happy with the build I have. I'm happy with the character I made. I need to go do more quests and do some other stuff before, I dive into that angry pangolin that just took me out this time. So, but yeah, I'm more than happy to try that one out, to play that one. And then, because there's the volume 5, I believe is still supposed to deliver this year. So
I believe so.
I plan on playing and releasing a recording of all of them, because it's been really fun and people are actually watching those videos, which is cool. So, all right. Anything else before we depart for maybe another month? That seems to be where we're going here with the podcast. Is just monthly at this point. Just wrap up after wrap up, maybe. We wouldn't have had anything. We would have had nothing to talk about 2 weeks ago, I don't think.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Not that that's ever stopped us before, but at least me.
Yeah, nothing from me. I think I'm. I got everything wrapped up from a gaming standpoint. Again, Nemesis, Kingdoms Forlorn.
Cool. So all those war games you bought around Christmas time are just way backburnered at this point.
You mean those?
Yeah, you got through like 4 of the 20 that you bought, which is better than I have so far. I've gotten through 0 of the 3 that I've bought, but so cool.
Well, they're in the list, but they're also behind this list of books that you threw at me that I have to read.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a choice there. So
once we finish this series, maybe just dive into Malazan. You're ready for it.
No.
Ready for it. I finished it, and I don't think I'm ready for it. Cool. All right. I think that's going to do it for us on episode 32. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Very good. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.